All hear me okay? Okay.
Yes.
I'm so happy to see you. I'm just overjoyed right now. I'm putting together my little tripod because I'm also going to stream live on Instagram, which has to happen separately. So if you will just be patient with me, but thank you for being here. This means the world to me. It means the world to me that you're here. It means the world to me to be sharing this with you. I'm just getting emotional even thinking about it. I can't even believe that it's happening. So there's so much to say, but give me just a moment. Oh, can you all hear me? Okay. I realized my microphone was way across the table. Okay. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. Thank you. So before we dive in, I would love to know what brings you here. Why are you excited? You can unmute yourself or share in the chat. Like, this is something that I've been teasing and talking about for a while, but why are you here? Please feel free to unmute yourself or share in the chat so we can get the conversation started. I know some of y'all personally, so I might call on you if you're being shy.
Black Girl Mystic has been life-changing for me.
Oh,
hi,
wait, you're
Sarah.
Hello. Wait,
how are you?
Hold on.
Yes.
How do I? Oh, wait. Hold on. Why can I hear you? Oh, okay. Hold on.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, so great to see you. Life is amazing. Black Girl Mystic is part of the amazingness for me. It has been life-changing, altering. I've learned so much, and I'm just looking forward to what's to come. I'm just excited. I'm bubbling over here.
Thank you.
That's why I'm here.
Thank you. Thank you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. So much love. Oh, wait, do y'all mind? I'm going to record. Hold on. Okay, record, because I know there are some people who want to be here but aren't going to be able to join. So okay. So I'm still figuring out my conundrum, my contraption here to do this live on Instagram. But anyone else, why are you here? What about this calls to you? What about this speaks to you? I would love to know.
Well, I'll say something. Hi
Hello.
there. As an elder, I feel like it's my privilege to learn from the generations who are coming up, from the next generation. And you have been an inspiration to me as a 78-year-old mystic, Black woman elder. You have inspired me to travel on my own, to seek adventures, and to maximize myself. And I'm really into optimizing my wealth at this moment. And so I just come here.
Yes.
Yay. And it's 7:30 in the Pacific Northwest. So I'm talking to you from the comfort of my bed.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here. Y'all just fill me up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Who else would like to check in why you're here, what you would like to get out of this conversation or bring to this conversation? What about Black Girl Mystic lights you up?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Janine. I'm happy to be here. Lauren, I've been following you for a while, and one of the reasons I decided to come is because I just love all of your claims of embodiment and the way you make good on those claims and evidence them. And I'm super inspired by the legacy that you're building and leaving, and I really would love to support. And so that's why I'm here, to learn and grow.
Thank you. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. Ah, thank you. Y'all, this is just, it's lighting me up for so many. Okay, my phone, if you're on Instagram, it's all crooked, but I'm doing the best I can. Thank you. No, really, y'all light me up. And this is a dream come true. It's really a calling. I was trying to think about as I was, so today's launch day. Let me just take a breath. I'm so excited that I'm just like hi, Instagram. I'm going to be looking over here at the computer because there are folks live on Zoom and YouTube and Facebook. So I'm going to be focusing this way, but I do see you. And if you want to join into the discussion in the chat, come join us in that link. So I've been thinking about it today because this has been a calling on my life, on my spirit, on my heart. You know, it wasn't even on my radar. It wasn't even on my radar to show up in the work or in the world this particular way. And when Breonna Taylor and George Floyd were murdered in the summer of 2020, I got crystal clear that I couldn't keep doing what I was doing in the way that I was doing it. It was no longer what I was on the planet to do. It was not my, it was no longer, I had outgrown it. I had evolved out of it in a sense. And so I just got really still and really quiet. And I asked Spirit, Source, God, the divine, what would you have me to do now? What am I really here to do? And what I got the message, and it was only really clear, was you need to center Black women in your work. You need to center Black women, femmes, and non-binary folk. Center your voices of the people who you've come from, the people that you are, and as you said, the legacy. And so if nothing else, I am obedient because I have learned that when I'm not, everything goes haywire. Everything is not cute because I don't know nothing if I'm not just in devotion to God. So I was like, okay. And I didn't have to know anything else. I closed out my coaching offerings. I closed out my courses, and I just went on faith, and I created the Black Girl Mystic podcast, which now has 34 episodes. Thank you. Thank you, Rob. And I started just having conversations with people I knew who were healers, teachers, mystics, light workers, medicine folk. And I wanted to center and uplift that, non-denominational, not even based in a religion, right? If you've heard the podcast, you know, I have talked to people who are sex workers, people who are non-binary, people who are Christian ministers, people all across Wiccan, not Wiccan, who practice African religious traditions, actually, and some Wiccan folk, right? Energy workers, sound healers. And I just wanted to talk about soul, source, God, spirit. Really, that's all I ever wanted to talk about ever in life. That's my favorite thing to talk about. And so those conversations started lighting me up. And I was like, oh, this is it. This is the only thing. But I didn't know what was next. I had no idea what was to come. And then I got, y'all see, this is how it works. Without applying or interviewing, I got a contract that took care of all of my financial needs so that I could focus on this work. And so I had the time and the space and the energy to really ground into what am I here to do? What are the conversations I'm here to have? And who am I here to have them with? Right? Before, if you're familiar with my work, I've been doing healing work for over 20 years. I've been doing soul work for over 20 years. I'm not new to this, I'm true to this, okay? I started it as a Spelman College student, and at the Women's Center, I started an all women's healing circle, open mic community called Sister Fire. And so this is kind of the outgrowth of what Sister Fire was. We met once a month for years, and it continued on actually 10 years after I graduated. And because it was this sacred, safe space that people got to show up and be all of who they were, share their medicine, share their gifts. And that's where I learned, oh, this is who I am. This is what I'm here to do. I'm here to hold sacred containers for healing and transformation. And that's when I, realized that. Now, I didn't have no idea how to make a job out of that or a business out of that. So I went into nonprofits. I went into global development, which I hated. I was like, oh, this is colonization. This is not what I'm here for. I worked at Microsoft, which I did not like, but I did enjoy the Microsoft paycheck. And so I started thinking, okay, I like the money, but I have to do work that feels good to me, right? I have to do work that I was born to do. Some people can get away with not doing the work that they're here to do and just like do it on the side or do it for fun or do it for play. And that's not my medicine. Like, that's not my path. That's not my work. I will be miserable and a miserable presence on the planet if I'm not soul and being in alignment with who I'm here to be. And so as I was sitting, I just really was in devotion and in prayer. Really, that's all I could do, because we were in this panini press. You know, I didn't have any other resources or references to what to do. I had had an online business since 2008, but since Source told me to shut it down, I was like, okay, well, what's next? So I got clear. Okay, what else do I like to talk about? And because I could talk about God all day, Source, the divine creator. But what else do people like to talk about? Or what do they want, but maybe not necessarily want to talk about? And it was like, money. I was like, I also like to talk about money, but I grew up in a house where that was very financially stable, but money was very taboo, right? You didn't talk about money. You didn't mention money. We had enough. We had more than enough. It was all my needs were met, but I didn't know nothing about money. I didn't know anything about financial, nothing. I didn't know anything about wealth, abundance, prosperity. So even though I came from multi-generational class stability, there was silence around money. And so I had to learn how to embody, how do I connect my relationship to God and Source, which is plenty, which is abundance, which is infinite supply, which is wealth, which is all that is, with this very tactile capitalist construct that we live in around money. Because I know if God is all there is, then God is money, right? If God is all there is, God is flow, God is abundance. And how do I tap into that without any hustle bustle, without any pressure? How can I just be in the flow of that? And that job that I mentioned to you, that contract that I got without interviewing or applying for it, that got me great amount of money, was an example of that, right? And I was like, oh, I know how to do this. I just need to do it more intentionally. And I bet if I'm not talking, if I'm not the only one who wants to talk about money, who wants to harness Source, who wants to be in divine flow, who wants to do it with ease and grace, and to do it effortlessly from the place of soul alignment and not from hustle and grind and pushing. So that was the kind of I started thinking. And then I was like, oh, this is in the abundance manifestation conversation. The other thing that's not talked about is that Black Americans in particular, I'm a multi-generational Black American, right? As I've been seeing now called a foundational Black American. We have a very particular money wound, because when your ancestors were exchanged for capital, that's a different relationship to money. It just is, right? When you could be bought and sold, you're going to have a different relationship to money. Now, the laws of the universe, of course, manifestation, abundance, God is Source, all that still applies, but we have to have a more nuanced conversation about it in order to really understand how to harness these laws and embody them for ourselves. So this is where even the tagline, embodying soul wealth, comes from. Because once we know how to embody it in our soul, our inner world, our outer world reflects our inner world. And not because we learn how to win at capitalism, because I'm actually really bad at capitalism, but because we learn how to align with our soul, which is abundance, which is flow, which is God, which is Source, which is everything that is. So it's kind of like the cheat code, which is really the universal code, which is really law. Okay. So that's kind of the backstory, the quick and dirty version of how we got here, how we started having this conversation. And so then I was like, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a universe. I'm going to make, just saying it makes me teary, because this is the first time, y'all, the first time in my whole entire life, for real, that I, Laren ALTA Devki Asantoa, that's my full name. We can go into all of that later. But most of that is on my birth certificate. Yes. This is the first time in my whole entire life that I've had a vision and executed it with focus from beginning to end. It took me 8 years to graduate from college, not because I was at school for 8 years, but because I left. I went to India, I came back, I worked. I was like, this isn't really my thing. And it wasn't, right? So even college wasn't something that I could like focus on from beginning to end. It was something that I took my time and did my own way. So to have this be planted in my soul, planted in my spirit, given to me from God, and say, go out and do this. And then to me to be obedient it feels amazing to see it finally come to fruition. And I've had the honor and the privilege of every single person who was central to building this brand with me was a Black woman or femme. Every single person, from my website designer, my makeup artist, my hairdresser, my jewelry person, even the person who made these earrings, Black woman, my braider, my copywriter, every single person who had a central instrumental hand in developing this with me was a Black woman or femme. And that felt really important to me because this is the work of our ancestors' next level, right? Like this is the next level, and to bring lineages forward, and not just Black Americans. My designer is, she's partially from Cote d'Ivoire in Africa. My copywriter, her mother is Egyptian, right? So like diasporic, and that's important to me. So before I reveal the website to you, because I'm so excited, I can't even wait. It is like glorious. Oh, I wanted to finish talking about, bye Lydia. Do you want to say hi? This is Lydia. If you want to come, you have to come. This is Lydia. She comes and she's with me every day, 6 days a week. And come lean in, just, yeah. Your head is floating. Oh, just come closer. Yes, there's like this. This I would not do. I don't know who I would be. I live in Rwanda, for those of you who don't know. Lydia is my domestic support person. She's been with me since the first day I moved in this house. I would not be able to do half of what I've done without her, like 7/8 of what I've done without her. She brings me food every day. She goes to the market. She walks my dog. She cleans my house. She does everything. So thank you, Lydia. Thank you. Morokoze. It's the only word I know in Kinyarwanda. But it means thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Yes. Okay. So thank you. You too. I mean, she is the wind beneath my wings. I hate even to say it that way, but she goes to the market, cooks me 3 meals a day from scratch, cleans my house, walks my dog so I can create this, so that I could create this and focus on my work. I would not be able to do anything without her. So anyway, she's been instrumental. So I was called to create a universe. And by that, the Black Girl Mystic universe, which I'm about to reveal, the big reveal is I wanted a place that you all could feel held and feel seen and dive deep and really explore all of the corners and crevices of who you are and be seen in your wholeness, in your truth, in your divinity, because that's who you are. That's who I know you as. That's who I see you as, that you can step into all of the power despite all of these external constructs and their bullshit, that you can own your soul's power, because that's the only thing that really matters, right? The infinite wealth, the infinite truth, the infinite glory that you are. That's what this is about. And so now let me figure out how to share my screen and do all the things. Hold on just a second. Any questions, any thoughts, anything you would like to ask or share while I'm figuring out how to get online? Feel free to unmute yourself. Or raise your hand.
Hello, hello.
Hello,
this is
hello.
Najima. I know that, hi. I know that you're trying to get some other things worked out, but I wanted to let you know that, at least for me, I can only respond to you in direct message in the chat. I don't know if other people are experiencing that, but if you wanted us to be able to communicate with each other and for all of us to see each other's messages, I wanted to let you know that.
Thank you. I think I did that initially intentionally. I don't really remember what my full thought was behind it, but thank you for letting me know. And I think maybe I will figure out, I don't know how to do to make everyone be able to chat with each other right now.
I
but
understand.
I will keep that in mind moving forward, because I would like it to be a conversation in a communal experience. So thank you, Najima. Thank you.
And I'm very happy to be here, although I will have to leave in a few minutes for a meeting, but thank you so very much. I will be coming back.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Any other thoughts? Any other questions? Any other, okay, let me ask this before I do the big reveal. As I'm sharing this, and it's kind of like you're hearing the journey to get here, what's coming up for you? Like what are you hearing? What I would love to hear. Let's have a conversation.
Well, hello, girlfriends.
Hello.
Coming in to say hi. I'm just so excited about what you're giving birth to. Your story is very similar to mine. I'm all about soul work. That's all I want to talk about. I just want to talk about God, source, everything. And so embodying soul wealth, I'm like, yes, because currently at this time, I'm manifesting like big things. Like I just want to be financially free. I just want to be free of just doing, what I want to do. You know what I mean? And so you embody that. And so, something just told me, well, my intuition, my higher self said, go tap in, see what Lauren is talking about. And so I just wanted to say, hey, and you just look so beautiful. And I'm just going to sit back and enjoy watching.
Thank you. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. Oh, anyone else want to share what's coming up for you? What's percolating?
I'll share.
Yes. And will you say your names because it's not highlighting for me?
It's Meredith.
Oh, hey, Meredith.
Hey. So I feel so intentionally in alignment because Zoom is happening all over, everywhere, all the time. And I said to myself, you know what? You're going to stop the laundry. You're going to stop the things. You're going to be present and a part of this moment because I feel so connected to it. I feel like bubbling brown sugar on the inside right now. It's so exciting. And it's like, how do I say it? I just feel like everything is pulsating right now. I'm just really excited for the whole thing. I'm just so happy to be here. I'm happy to be here. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for all of us.
Thank you. I'm excited for all of us, and I'm so happy you're here too. I love, like Meredith, we've known each other IRL for decades, right? And so it's beautiful to see such a cross spectrum of folks who are clients, former clients who I only know from the online space. We've never hugged in person. And then folks who I've hugged and shared food with and built and known pre-pregnancies and, in person. So it's really, it's remarkable. I'm so glad this is resonating, and thank you for being here deeply.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Yes. Anyone else want to share what is resonating with you about this? Are you like, okay, Lauren, we got it. Let's see the big reveal. Okay, let me show you the big reveal. I can't wait. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Okay. Can you see?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So I'm just going to thank you. I'm just going to walk you through the site. There's so many nooks and crannies. So I'm going to leave it for your own exploration, but there's so many nooks and crannies, and it's so thoughtfully and beautifully done. I just want to give you a tour so you know what's happening here. Oh, thank you. Now I'm like, I really want people to be able to share. How can I see? Oh, with everyone and anyone directly. There we go. Boom. Okay. Now we're in it. Now we're in it to win it. In there like swimwear, whatever they said 30 years ago. Okay. So welcome to Black Girl Mystic, y'all. This is the homepage. This is the website. Thank you. Thank you. And so it says, I'm going to read, I don't want to read everything, but I'm going to just kind of read it so you get the context of what we are holding here together today. And before I even scroll even more, I want you to know, one of my mentors says, for you, for me, for us. And this is Black Girl Mystic is a movement for you, for me, for us. It really is. It's for all of us. It's for all of us to embody our power, our truth, our abundance, our wisdom by being our soul aligned, whole, true selves. Not conforming, not blending in, not being subtle if we're not naturally subtle, right? Like not trying to conform, not trying to play respectability politics, but being our wild and free selves, whatever that looks like, the whole full spectrum of that. So the header says, create miracles, magic, and money by leaving respectability on red and eating the status quo for breakfast. So I'm going to just read this part because this was my call to you. Psst. Mystic, over here. I see you. The one who took dancing to the beat of your own drum and joyfully backed it up, flipped it, and reversed it. Now you're ready for leisure, luxury, and soul-centered purpose. Welcome to Black Girl Mystic, because wealth is our birthright and abundance is our inheritance. At Black Girl Mystic, we follow soul's guidance and create outrageous wealth, ease, and freedom. We transform our relationship to money. We actualize our dreams. We conjure a new wealth reality for us, by us. Through Black Girl Mystic's powerful sacred containers of virtual workshops, digital downloads, soul school, and one-on-one mentorship, we create freedom by embodying soul wealth. We are done feasting on scraps. Now we feast at the table. So photos, and this is now, I realize everyone is not muted. So did someone unmute themselves? Did you want to share something? No.
Yeah, no, that was so empowering. Thank you for that. Yeah, that's good
wonderful
stuff.
Wonderful. Okay, good. So this is the opt-in. If you want to opt in, you can, but it's not there yet. It's not there yet. It'll be there by the end of the week, but it's called Wealth Week's 5-day abundance activation. I have all the days mapped out. Honestly, I haven't recorded it yet, but I know exactly what goes into day 1 through 5. And it says, join the inner circle and get 5 days of curated spiritual tools so that you can easily live in the overflow of abundance. For fabulous femmes, women, and non-binary folks ready for money, wealth, and abundance to be easy. So because I'm wondering if many of you were socialized not to talk about money, that it was rude to talk about money, that, it was like unclassy to talk about money, to talk about wanting money or how much money you have, right? It was just very much, you keep it quiet. Now, I don't know how you're supposed to have a relationship with something you don't talk about or acknowledge, but so this is also part of why money is out front. That's why this picture is money on the ground. Now, some of it's not real money because you can see it's like $1 million bills, but I'm like, we're manifesting. Let me put some money out here, $1 million bills. Let's do it. So this is like, the brand is very much money forward, abundance forward, God forward, all three. You can come back and read this. This is just more about me. We are divinity in the flesh. We are miracles and magic embodied. Black Girl Mystic helps you live a life of wealth, ease, and freedom by embodying your soul-centered wealth, because your dreams are worthy of manifestation, my love, and so are you. And then here's me. And then now, if you're familiar with the podcast, the Black Girl Mystic podcast, season 3 and forward is called the Money and Miracles podcast. And so I'm going to start recording new episodes. But if you haven't listened or you haven't caught up in the past episodes, these are some of the most recent ones in the past. Now, this is something I'm very excited to share with you. This is called the Rich Revolution. And so join the Rich Revolution when we go further, faster together. This is where the money-making mystics converge. The Rich Revolution is a beloved community of money makers transforming the world by being our most soul-centered selves. Join other brave, bold, brilliant Black femme, gender expansive beings and women in creating wealth and freedom on our own terms. Now, I know the brand is called Black Girl Mystic, but everything else is open to whoever wants to join. The Rich Revolution is specifically for Black women, femmes, and non-binary folk. It is a mystery school, a soul school. We do monthly masterclasses, spiritual work, all of that. And that is specifically for us, because I'm going to be having those conversations, talking specifically about our lineage, our ancestry. What does it mean to embody wealth coming from an ancestral lineage when your ancestors were considered currency, right? So that is specifically for Black women, femmes, and non-binary folk. But the rest of the Black Girl Mystic world is open for whoever resonates with it. So that's the homepage. And again, please come back and explore on your own time and get into all the nooks and crannies. Now, this is the About page, Head Mystic in Charge. Welcome to our Mystic Misfit Revival Tent, a radical spiritual community where you can fly your fabulous freak flag and craft a soul-centered life of wealth, ease, and freedom. Are you noticing a theme here? Wealth, ease, and freedom. So this is more a little bit about me. You can come read it a little bit later. This will have a video. It doesn't have one right now, and then this is a really fun part. This is the Black Girl Mystic Lexicon. Now, this is something that, because I see so many words thrown around right now in the world, right? Like priestess, spirituality, healing, mystic, all this stuff. And I'm like, let me tell you how we at Black Girl Mystic define these words. This is probably the most heady part of the whole container, because it's the part where it's just like, this is exactly how I define it. This is how I think about it. This is how I think about, because these are the tenets. These are the things that hold the infrastructure of this powerful work that we're doing. Mysticism, what is embodied soul wealth, somatic healing, energy medicine, ancestral alchemy, and soul alignment. That is how we embody soul wealth, by embodying these practices and being led by them. So I said, mysticism is part of our soul's unique DNA. It has been suppressed for too damn long. Time for us to activate, strengthen, and embodying it. You are the beloved and the lover. You are the creator and the created. You are the observer and the observed. Because I see God in you and want you to see it too. Because everything you want is already yours. Now is your time to embody it. And if you see on these ticker tapes, I have quotes from different Black women. The first one was from Cardi B, I am born to flex. This one is Black Girls Are Magic. And this is the timeline. I'm just obsessed with this timeline. This is my timeline from birth until now. Taurus Sun, Libra Moon, Leo Rising, cut my spiritual teeth on the AME church pews. It's a girls club. Me with my mother and my sister and Dr. Maya Angelou when I dropped out of college. This picture from 2000 is from that. Thank you. This picture is from that sister fire, that all women's healing circle that I started on my college campus. This is a picture from one of those gatherings. This is when I finally graduated. This is a festival I used to go to in Michigan that changed my life. This is me and Stevie Wonder when he's rubbing my head after I had brain surgery. And this is now Black Girl Mystic. So you can read through all of that, and then more money. So any questions, any thoughts? What's percolating? What's coming up for you now? I'm going to look at the chat. Oh, thank you. Thank you, everyone.
I want to know how are you feeling? Where are you in it?
Oh, wait, it got
how are you
static.
feeling?
I am feeling magnificent. I am feeling wonderful. I'm feeling so appreciative. I'm feeling like an exhale. I'm feeling juicy. I'm feeling rested, because I've had an online business since 2008, and this is I just posted it into my Instagram stories today. I woke up, I sent some messages to the designer, some last minute things. Then Lydia brought me my breakfast. Then I took a nap. Then someone came to my house and gave me a 90-minute massage. Then I had this conversation with you. So to me, if I'm creating a movement that's talking about wealth, ease, and freedom, I have to lead with that, right? Like, I'm not going to be hustling and grinding and pushing and then telling you wealth, ease, and freedom. I feel rested, relaxed, rejuvenated. I bought myself 40, this is just one vase, 40 long stem white roses today. So like, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling in alignment. I'm feeling on fire. Like this is this is what happens when you do what God tells you to do. Oh, yeah. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. Thank you. Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ah.
Well, the energy is so real. I mean, like on a cellular, spiritual level, it is coming through. Yes, girl. Yes. Yes.
Thank you. I'm so glad it's resonating. I'm so
feel more
glad.
at ease.
Say that again.
So thank you.
Say, you feel more at
I said-
ease?
When I saw what you had done this morning, I said, well, let me fix myself a mimosa. I went and dropped my child off at the theater. And I said, let me fix myself a mimosa.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you. So let's go to the next page, offerings. Now, these are the different ways to work with me, and there will be many more actually, but I'm just going to give you kind of a brief overview of the ways to work with me. I offer one-on-one mentorship in 3 and 6 month containers, and I also just decided to come up with a one-off mentorship call. And then the Rich Revolution, which I shared about before, it's the mystery school and community, and then trainings, which are my courses and all of that. So mentorship, and I'll just read this. You're ready for one-on-one mentorship with me when you desire a business. So this is really geared towards entrepreneurs. You desire a business you enjoy and cherish, wealth and abundance, ease, flow, and simplicity to fulfill your life and soul purpose without sacrifice, struggling, or suffering. It's possible, my friends. You're ready to stop overworking, overgiving, doubting your dreams, being distracted from your destiny. And you're calling in more pleasure, more fulfillment, more self-expression, more leisure, more joy, more connection, more juiciness, more luxury, more ease, more wealth. These are some testimonials. This is more about the Rich Revolution. And then this is about the community. So you're ready for the Rich Revolution when you want to be in a sacred space, intentionally designed for wild and free Black femmes, non-binary folks, and women. You want to take up all of your space. You're done with the watered down, whitewashed interpretations of spirituality and wealth. It's time to break generational patterns. You're ready to get free from the suffering and struggling that's kept you and your family in a chokehold for years. Okay? So that's the Rich Revolution, which will be opening in the fall. And then these are my trainings, which will take you to the shop, the Black Girl Mystic shop. Now the portals, this is where you can just explore and go dive deep into the Black Girl Mystic philosophies and ideas. So this is the podcast. There'll be more episodes with the new season, Money and Miracles. These are all my YouTube videos that you can find out. So I just did one on Beyonce's and manifestation and Break My Soul. And then these are my writings, and you can just keep diving deeper and deeper into them, because this is all about however you like to learn. Do you like to listen? Do you like to watch? Do you like to read? So we have all of the different ways that you can dive in and soak it all up. And then here's the podcast. And then the shop, which will take you actually to the shop, which is not on this site, but it offers courses, and this is where things will be hosted here. And then the contact me page, which I just had so much fun creating, writing the copy for. Hit me on my hip, and then you can fill this out. Now, I just want to walk y'all through this because I had, like I said, fun writing the copy for this. Hello, my name is, I'm reaching out because I have questions about working with you, You're the meaning in my life. You're the inspiration, something else. You're my best friend in my head, and I wanted to say hi. As long as you promise, ain't no half stepping, not to disclose my location to the Dementors, no hateration or holleration in the dancery, no Tyler Perry wigs ever, or all of the above. Do I really even have to say it? And one surprising thing I'd love you to know is and then we get to the juice. Okay, I had all of these required initially, and my designer was like, you might not want to make all of these required. I was like, who doesn't want to answer all these questions? But she was like, maybe you just make them optional. I was like, okay, fine. So what I'm really writing to you about is this. And then thank you. And then thank you could be hallelujah, holla back, Audi 5000, nanu, nanu, peace, love, and soul. So I, spent my formative years in the 90s and the 80s. So most of my life is a throwback. And then this is the prayer of protection. The light of spirit surrounds us. The love of spirit enfolds us. The power of spirit protects us. The presence of spirit watches over us wherever we are. Spirit is. So this is just kind of the basic lay of the land. I invite you to dive in and explore, see what resonates with you, what you would like to know more about. And I'm going to stop sharing now so we can come back to our conversation. But any questions, any thoughts, anything? Oh, thank you, Tassi. I'm happy you're here. Thank you. Any thoughts, anything else that anything you all would like to ask me about? So as you're getting ready, or maybe you're typing questions in the chat, I want to share. So those 3 ways are the ways to work with me, right? 6 3-month and 1 one-on-one mentorship, the Rich Revolution, which will be launching in the fall, and trainings. So my first training, which I'm very excited about, is called Easy Street. And yesterday I was listening to, do y'all remember Annie that came out in 1983? That was one of my favorite childhood movies of all time. Easy Street, right? And I was listening to that song on repeat over and over and over again yesterday. And it was like, because people say, Lauren, you live in Rwanda, you've traveled to 26 countries, you've lived all over the world by yourself, you've traveled how do you do this? You work for yourself. Now, it hasn't always been, this easy. It hasn't always been this easy. There was a time not too long ago, pre-COVID, when I was living in a rental car, because some things had happened. It was not, and I thought money was coming in. It did not come in. I would end up living in my rental car, even though I have a home in Seattle, but someone was in it. And I was living in a rental car. I didn't know where my next money was coming from. And I was like, when you're like out of calibration, what's possible. Like I was living in a rental car in the Bay Area, and I knew that I was fine. I knew I was safe. I knew I was protected. I knew I was taken care of. I knew God had my back. And how that looked wasn't tons and stacks and stacks and stacks coming into my bank account. But what it was I intuitively knew exactly where to park to sleep for the night. This is Oakland, y'all. Oakland, right? It's not the safest city to be sleeping in a car. And I'm not from there. I don't know the neighborhoods, but source told me, park here, you'll be fine. Get up in the morning at this time, right? That's what it looked like for me. And so for me, it's always about obedience. Soul alignment is always about obedience. And now, the masterclass, Easy Street. So it's like, how do you actually create a life of ease and flow where you're not living in a rental car, but like if you are, that it can still feel easy. Now, the masterclass will help you get into alignment with whatever you're calling in, whatever you want, whatever you desire, whatever you need, but it's called Easy Street. And then, so I'm excited about that. That'll be the 1st or 2nd week of July. And I'm going to send that out when I send out the recording. So I'll send information about that later. And it's $55. I think it'll be $55 for the next 48 hours, just to get like the momentum going, because sometimes it's like, we're so not used to being in momentum of receiving that it's hard to start it, right? It's hard to initiate it. It's hard to instigate it. And so Easy Street is about, how do we get in the abundant flow of receiving? How do you start creating a life of ease and flow and receiving now? So that's what Easy Street's about. And then it's going to lead into a course called Dream Lab, which is like a few week long, I haven't decided yet, course about really creating your dream life, like really creating it, not just igniting it, but like embodying it. And so I'm going to have a bundle for those two together, and then you can buy Easy Street or Dream Lab separately if you want to. So those are the things that the first Black Girl Mystic trainings that are coming out. Super excited. Any questions, anything I can share, answer, please. I'm an open book, like literally an open book. Nothing is off limits. Please unmute yourself. Ask me anything. I am more than happy to be of service and help and answer however I can. Or you just want to say something. What resonated with you? Let me be quiet so y'all can talk.
I'd like to share if that's okay. Hi,
Please.
I'm Karen, and I'm calling in from London in the UK. And thank you so much, Lauren. I definitely, you are definitely my best friend in my head. So when I saw that, I was like, yeah, that's me. Been following you for years now, and it's just been really great to see your transformation and your transition into this work, and it's just so powerful. And I just wanted to share, last week I was, you know, walking down the street, strutting my stuff, listening to some Beyonce, and just out of the blue, I received a vision in my head of myself in an alternate reality. And just seeing your website, how you presented yourself, the parallels between who I am in an alternate reality and what you're embodying now is absolutely, yeah, it's absolutely scary how similar it is. And yeah, I just feel like I'm coming home, and thank you for clearing the space for us, because for me it feels like a homecoming. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Karen. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Really, I am so moved by what you're sharing, because, you know, I've been building this for 14 months, right? 14 months without knowing if it would resonate with anyone. I knew in my soul, but I didn't know, I didn't have any reflection to affirm that I was on the right track other than me and God, right? So you saying that just deeply touches me, because it is confirmation. Even like a couple of weeks ago, I looked up, Googled, who built temples for God in the Bible? I was like, who? Because when you just are being obedient, you just got to trust. So thank you for saying that. Thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me know. It really does matter, and you matter. And I'm glad that I created a place that you can call home. That was the whole intention. So thank you. Thank you. Anyone else want to share?
I'm gonna share something as well. I'm gonna go a little bit. It's Meredith again. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper, because as you shared, like we have known each other for decades, and none of this surprises me. What this moment in no way surprises me. This is not fluff at all. Day one, I remember meeting you. Okay, like you said, pre-pregnancy, all the pre's, right? And this moment is so in alignment for anybody who, I mean, you know, may be here and they haven't known you as long, you know, and that's not to suggest that, you know, we.
Oh wait, Meredith.
Talking
we lost you
every day, and this, because that's not the case. What I'm saying is a moment of manifestation. This is exactly the person that I met. Yes. Yes. Oh, okay, sorry. I think maybe some other people may need to mute too, because when we unmute, a lot of us it kind of crosses over, kind of knocks people out. But anyway, my point is, I'm so grateful to be here because I really do know the alignment. This is the person that I met had to be 20 years ago, at least, right? And it's so affirming. It's so affirming. And I know it wasn't easy, right? And this is what faith looks like, and this is what trust looks like, and this is what alignment and recalibrating and all the things that come out of your mouth. This is exactly what it looks like. And so I appreciate the transparency, and because, you know, how people perceive us, it really doesn't freaking matter. It doesn't. It has nothing to do with that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
But I know that this is real. Like, it's so real. It's so real.
Thank you. Love
and it's possible.
you.
It's happening.
And it's possible. Thank you. Thank
and
you.
We can all, yeah. Thank you, girl. Thank you.
What were you going to say though? You said, and we can all, and then I interrupted you. Oh, I think she dropped off. Okay. Thank you. I will just say thank you, Meredith, for that reflection and validation and affirmation. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, this is, even though Black Girl Mystic got dropped in my consciousness in 2020, this has always been my path, right? Like this has been my path. So it isn't, but I didn't know where it was going. I didn't know where it was leading. I just was being obedient on the path. So that's how I know I'm a heretic, right? I do the work for the irreverent ones, for the ones who don't fit in the box, for the ones who are tired of trying to blend in, for the ones who don't conform and will never conform. Because that's me, for you, for me, for us. That's who we be. So thank you. And we can have it all, and it gets to be easy. That's realty. We get to have it all, and it gets to be easy. Anybody else? Anybody have questions, thoughts?
I just had a thought. This is Melody from Atlanta. How you doing, Laren?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm so happy to be here. I'm like having my little early lunch break from work. I'm so busy, but it was such a treat to see that you were starting back with Black Girl Mystic. I've been a fan since its inception and fell into it by accident. It was such a wonderful just state of serendipity, because it was around during the pandemic-ish, that time, and just a time where I didn't realize how I needed intentional space for being a Black girl and a Black Girl Mystic and being connected with others. And so I am so excited for your continued movement. I'm so impressed that you had the audacity to take a pause with this creative project and be able to say, okay, what can we really do with this movement, right? Beyond the, podcast space, which was brilliant. And I listened to every episode. So I'm that fan. And I like the words that were used today in regards to teaching women, individuals who identify as women, non-binary, community, to, taking up space, and also, making sure that we take up space within ourselves to get our goals, on track and all that juiciness. And so thank you so much for everything. And I just wanted to say that. Thank you.
Thank you, Melody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to the pod. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for using your voice today. It's great to hear you. And just thank you. I'm so glad that this resonates, really. Thank you. Thank you. And that's the thing. When I moved to Rwanda, I was burnt out, right? And I took 2 months off this whole process. I was like, I can't touch anything. I just need to sleep and rest and eat and relax. Like and then we came right back into the saddle and finished it today. So thank you. Sometimes we have to take pauses, even as we're birthing and creating and designing and imagining and visioning. We have to honor our truths and ourselves. Because if nothing else, integrity is like what leads me. And I cannot tell y'all wealth isn't freedom if I'm burnt out. That don't make no sense. So I was like, let me move continents. Let me move to Africa, find a home, live there, set up my life, and then I can serve from the overflow of being in that space. So thank you. Thank you. Anyone else for the next few minutes? Questions, sharing, insights, ahas, wishes? What would you love to see?
Well, hi, Laren. My name is Mona, and I don't know how long I've been following you on Facebook. I don't know how I came across you, but I know that you keep popping up in my feed, and I'm so glad to be here because I'm looking for space for communion, really, communion in all areas of my life. And so being here, I get that. I feel that, I see that, because people are throwing around the word embodied and all these other words, as marketing tools. But, you are really embodying that, and you are creating the space for all of us to show up and to have what you have, which is the freedom and the peace and the ease to follow our soul's calling and to bring in the income, allow the universe to bless us. And to so
thank you.
I just want to say thank you. Glad to be here right now with you and everyone else.
Thank you, Mona. I'm so glad that you're here too. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. it's all of that, right? It's like we need containers. We need to be held. We need to be witnessed. We need to know that we're not alone, especially Black women and femmes. I think anyone who's kind of been not in the center of our culture needs to know that they're not alone. This is why and I don't know that there is someone, I mean, I didn't feel like I had community or space to call my own, so I made it, right? Right? So I'm so glad that this is resonating and that this is what you feel called to, because we can do it. We really can. And it's not always going to feel comfortable, but it can feel easy, if that makes sense. Yes, Dr. Hardiman.
Hey there, my Laren. I just want to add my voice to the gratitude for your work. I pull cards every morning when I wake up. The card I got today was a card that said, "Dreaming without limits," and so it's so appropriate for this conversation. And I just want to tell you, you are my when you wrote down voice within your head, you are my what would Laren do person. As I've been explaining, I wrote to you when I was going to Mexico and I was going to be living on my own. I just wanted to be in my head with myself. And I was moving into your apartment and I was going, oh, I'm going to take all this energy. And I asked you a question. I said, well, what should I do if this happens, or what should I do? And you just sent back a very simple thing. You said, what are you afraid of? And I said, whoa, what am I afraid of? In terms of stepping out and always having been a collective person, but realizing that it was time to put myself first and not the other. And it was time to do my dreams and work to build my visions, as I had worked for so many years building other people's dreams and other people's versions. And so for the last 3 years, I have stepped out on my own. But when I'm in moments of doubt, I want you to know, I say in my head, what would Laren do? How would Laren look at this? Even when I had a horrendous fall in San Pancho and had to get 31 stitches in my face. Still in my mind, as I was turning lemons into lemonade, I'd say, oh, what would Laren do if this was the case? She would tell the doctor, if you have to put stitches in my cheeks, put them on my smile line. So that way I'll have a bigger smile, you know? And so and so I just really want to thank you for walking with me these last 3 years as I have manifested all the gifts that the Spirit has given me. And as I have made a commitment, this is what I want to say, is when I was trying to figure out what my goals were going to be for the next 20 years, and I said, what would Laren say? And I said, my goals are every day I will do something for my health, my happiness, and my gratitude. And those will be my goals. And now I'm adding abundance, and I will do something to enrich my abundance. So thank you, Laren, for being in my head. And thank you for saying the things that I need to hear. Ashe. I love you. Love you.
I love you. Love you so much. Thank you, Dr. Hardiman. For those of you who don't know, we are in the presence of royalty. Dr. Joy Hardiman, Google her. Thank you. You just brought in infinite tears to my eyes. Thank you so much. I'm speechless and honored. And thank you. You know, it's like we are an infinite continuum, because the space that you hold, the space that you create, the leadership that you embody, you give permission for me, right? Like we are in sync with each other. Like that's why there's this resonance, because we are all the same soul tribe, right? We are all the same kinfolk. We all belong to each other as heretics. And now heretics may not resonate with you directly. That resonates with me, but as leaders, as game changers, as innovators, as we inform each other. We are each other's bounty. We are we model possibility for each other. So thank you for mirroring that for me. I am honored, really.
Love you.
Love you. All right, my beloved ones. Any other questions? Anything I can answer? I know this is the beginning of your day, so you know, anything else you need to go off into the day with feeling invigorated and excited and abundant and in alignment with your soul. I want to hear from Bonnie.
You just called me out there. My husband was just talking to me. You just called me out. So I'm regrouping. I'm thankful that I've listened to Spirit. You know, I am on a path of discovery with my life. With the people that were involved in my life that I had to let go because, you know, I am living a life now with intention. I'm living a life of fulfilling my purpose. What is my purpose? It's like I'm a Reiki master practitioner and have been really working with Reiki, and Reiki has been just like unraveling like everything in my life. Like I'm about to turn 40 in July. And so for the past few months, everything that has occurred in my life has just been coming in full circle, and I'm just understanding my why, you know what I mean? And just listening to you and listening to your story, it just resonates with me so much. And I feel like I'm not alone. I'm not alone. How I envision my life, I envision my life just being financially free and just giving back to the community, doing soul work. That is like my purpose. Like shadow work is like my thing, because I really am intentional about, you know, healing generational traumas, you know what I mean, that shows up. And I have children, you know, I have bonus children, but I have one biological son. And when I see him, I see myself. We have the same birthday, you know what I mean? So it's like I'm looking at myself, and I want to change that. I want my children to know about soul wealth. Like, who thinks about soul wealth? We think about the material wealth. We think about the mundane, but do we go internally and like think about these things? You know what I mean? And not only for us, but for our ancestors, that's what they wanted us to do. You know what I mean? And so I'm all about activating my DNA. You know, I feel empowered in doing that. And I'm intentional with that every single day. And I have to do that for myself so I can be that example for my family, my husband, my children who are not aware, you know, and I feel like I have this responsibility not only for them, but the community that I'm involved with. You know, I feel like if you're coming in my space to know who I am, I'm here to give you a message. And so I want to embody that. So wealth. I'm all about wealth. I feel like I've lived past lives like this wealthy person, like, I don't know. And I just feel like here, I deserve that. Like, that is me. And if you don't get that, too bad, but let me show you, let me be that example. You know what I mean? So, you know, you have it too, but it's not easy. It is not easy. It takes work, and it's not going to look good. You're not going to feel good, but it's like perseverance. See the end goal, you know? And Spirit just lets me know every single day. Like, I've just become more and more in tune with Spirit, and like the channeling has just been off the chain, the dreams and everything. And I just know that I'm in alignment, you know what I mean? And so I'm curious to know and learn more about you. I know Laren through my best friend. They went to school together. We met a few years ago, and I was just immediately drawn to you. I remember us talking and getting to know each other. And then since then, you know, we went our own separate ways, but I just love how Spirit just brings us back together once again. Yes, we are so family, you know what I mean? Right. And so my intention is to stay here because I love this container. You know what I mean? I love this. This feeds me. Like, I love feeding my soul, you know? And so I thank you for your work. I thank you for everything that you're doing for the community. I just love your message. I love how you exude that. I mean, I could see it in you. You're like glowing, you know what I mean? And it's just beautiful to witness, and it's an honor to know you. Just so excited to just see, you know, what unfolds from this. I see greatness from you. So thank you.
Thank you, Vani. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for sharing. And I'm just gonna name that you named an offering that's coming out later this year called Rooted in Wealth. Rooted in Wealth, which is all about ancestral medicine, all about ancestral wealth, all because our ancestors knew, right? Like they knew. They lived it, they embodied it. It wasn't about a bank account, a capitalism. It wasn't about a credit score. They embodied wealth. And so how do we align with and root into our ancestral wisdom, our ancestral wealth, and experience it in the material world, right? But we are not cut off from that. That is who we be. That's who we be. So I'm so glad you named all of that. Thank you. So my loves, I'm getting so deeply nourished, but I want to be in honor of your time. So if I would love to hear what everyone's grateful for, what everyone's appreciative of. It doesn't have to be about this conversation, but just in your life in general, and then we will close out for the day for now. But we will be back soon. I can call on someone else unless you all want to volunteer.
Well, I want to say I'm grateful to be here now. I'm grateful to have the perfect life partner for me, because I'm a creative who has been not creative till now. So I'm just really grateful to be expressing and to allowing myself to express what Spirit has put in my soul to help transform people. And I'm grateful for this community because I see myself, and I've been looking for a container that felt right with somebody who lives from integrity, who embodies what they're teaching, because so many people don't. And who comes from our unique perspective, because my ancestors were bought and sold back when on both sides of my family. So that money relationship is very complicated. It's not easy. Yeah. So I'm grateful for each and every breath, just for life.
Thank you, Mona. Thank you. So grateful for you.
Thank you.
Someone just left and was like, I don't want to have to say nothing. Who else? Oh, I see in the chat. I'm grateful for my beautiful home and exquisite health. I'm grateful for my amazing life partner, friends, and family. I'm grateful for this container and Black sisterhood. Thank you, Laren. Thank you, Janine. Thank you.
Okay, I'm grateful for the ancestors that continually guide me, protect me, and give me new wisdom and insight every day. I just returned from Colombia, South America, where I was doing a study on the Maroons, because I was wanting to know what was it that allowed us to resist? What was it that allowed us to deny the notion of being objectified and colonized? And how did we sustain Maroon communities for so many years? And it all came down to spirit. It all came down to being able to be to nest in the spirit and the production and protection. So I am grateful. I'm grateful. I'm looking forward to your ancestral medicine because I'm just looking forward to it. So that's it. I'm grateful for the ancestors who walk with me every day, who protect me every day. And I know what I want to say. I want to say some of you don't know it because I don't know you. I only know Laren. But my doctoral work is in ancient classical African studies, ancient Egyptian studies. And so I want to say to you, Laren, and to all the other young people on here, you give me so much hope because you embody the words of Queen Hatshepsut, who said, "I take as my sacred duty to restore that which is in ruin and make it more beautiful than before. And each one of you, as I hear you, Bonnie, I hear you, are in fact healers who are out there. Karen, all of you, Meredith, all of you out there are people who are trying to make the world more beautiful than before. And I thank you. I thank you. I am grateful for you all because you all give me life. Ashe.
Ashe. Ashe. Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else? Dee, Maddie, Melody, Meredith. Anyone else? Oh.
Yes. Thank you. I am grateful that I get to live a life on my own terms, that I don't quite know how life is playing out right now, or haven't for the last several years. And I'm grateful that I can have a lot of freedom to move around the country, the world, and live a life unknown. It is a mystical life, and I'm inspired by you, Laren. Moving around to different places and countries, it's very much like my own journey, and I'm just now going to see what is about to unfold as the next step. Thank you.
Thank you, Dee. Let me read from the chat. Vani says, I'm thankful for my soul team. Karen says, I am grateful for the gifts of healing and transformation that are in the palm of my hand. Okay, go ahead, Maddie.
Hi, Laren. So glad to be here. And I'm so grateful to be vibing here for this purpose here and now, the Cancer new moon, which is in my second house of what I'm now calling soul embodied wealth. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. I'm so glad you're here, Maddie. So glad. Sending you big hugs. I've missed hearing your voice, so I'm glad to hear you in real time.
Thank you.
Anyone else want to share?
Definitely grateful for this moment, this delicious treat in the middle of a busy day for me. I'm grateful for just coming up, being a mama and raising a daughter, you know, in this moment, in this space, and experiencing joy with her, you know, and being an active parent. I've been so, just making that connection and just having her always know that she has a friend, a mama, an elder, a best friend, someone to hide the body with. You know, no, that's awful. But you know, I just want to be as much as I can for her. So I'm grateful for motherhood and being a daughter also in this moment. My mom is amazing. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. You all light me up. Just light me up. Anyone else want to share what you're appreciating or grateful for in your life right now? Going once, going twice.
Meredith. I'm grateful. This is Meredith. I'm grateful for this time and this space. You know how when you're playing a board game and you roll doubles and you get to go again because you roll doubles, right? Like I feel like I just rolled doubles, right? So I get to go again. Like I'm feeling so full and so blessed, right? And I'm so grateful to be a mother, the mother of a Black girl child who is queer, non-binary, all the terms. Like she's still keeping me abreast of what all those things are and what they mean. And like she really helps to keep me in alignment because she is all of who she is. And I'm so grateful for that. And I'm grateful that this community exists, this space exists because she needs it. She needs it. And her girls need it. And like, you know what I mean? And so, I mean, I'm a Pisces. I'm crying. I feel emotional. I'm doing all the things right now. This is amazing. I turned 50 this year. I'm just so grateful. I'm grateful for all the things. I'm just grateful for the journey. And knowing that the journey led me to this moment right here, I'm grateful for that. Yes. Thank God. Woo.
Thank God. Hallelujah. Thank you, Meredith. Thank you. All right, my loves. Oh, wait, let's see. I'm grateful to be on the, I'm grateful to be on the island of Barbados right now. Well, I just want to name that Rihanna is the patron saint of Black Girl Mystic. So that's kind of perfect because isn't she from Barbados? Yes, Rihanna is the patron saint. So if y'all see me, you know, all my emojis, I mean, my GIFs, they're Rihanna. Because anyway, we'll talk about, maybe we'll just have a whole Rihanna circle one day, but Rihanna is the patron saint. So I love that you are on Barbados. So how perfect is that? Synchronicitous. Yes. All right, my loves. I just want to close out by thanking you for your energy, your presence, your attention, your love, your truth, your witness, your support. This is for us, by us, for you, for me, for us. And thank you. Thank you. I would not be able, the whole thing is for us, you know, it really is. And I'm full. So I also want to thank our ancestors, collective and individual, all of them, the ones we've known and don't know, the ones we can name and can't name, because they all were necessary to get us here. All of them, even the ones who were foul, had a path and a purpose. So I want to thank them. And in particular, I want to call on my grandmother, who I'm her namesake. And this is her bracelet. I was wearing it earlier, but when I get excited, I get hot. So I took it off, but this is her bracelet. So she was also a style icon, as you can tell. ALTA Brim, Laren ALTA, was named after her. And when I was born, when I was still in the hospital, she told my mother that I had been here before. She was also a psychic seer and was someone who really got me. She didn't even understand me. She just saw me, you know? And she was blind, literally. She was blind my whole life, and she saw me. So she is my personal beacon. I do this for her. She was also a heretic, a rebel rouser, and she allowed me to know that all of me was perfect. I didn't need to be or do or have anything else. And she just thought I was fantastic. And I appreciate that so much. So ALTA Brim, thank you. And I'm going to send this recording out later with more information about Easy Street and Dream Lab. And there'll be much more coming from the Black Girl Mystic universe very, very soon. In the meantime, feel free to go to blackgirlmystic.com and just explore all the nooks and crannies, because there's lots of cool stuff going on over there. And I love you very much. Sending you all the love. Mwah! Thank you so much. And talk to y'all later. Bye.